So, y'all, while I'm on FaceTime, right, with my friend, she has a friend at her house. And I heard her talking about her date. So I'm like, oh, okay, you know, listening or whatever. And she gonna say, and girl, when he got out the car to go pick our food up, his crack was showing. If you not about that big nigga life, get out the field. Because that crack is gonna show when you get out the car every time, okay?
By the way, like, as a reminder, because you girls seem to always, and I mean always, need one. A man that like you won't have you wondering and asking ChatGPT if he does. I hope you have a great day.
Shut your stupid ass up.
When you're in a relationship with a man, you have to listen to what he says and how he feels about women in general. Because a lot of us are dating men that are homosocials. And homosocials mean that he's not homosexual at all. He just does not find women interesting. Everything that he finds interesting has something to do with other men. Going to sporting events, hanging out with them, watching the game, playing basketball. If you ask him, hey, what do you think about this comedian? Oh, she not funny. You don't think no women are funny? Oh, what do you like to do with women? Everything involves another male. So they only find desire in having sexual experiences with women, but they don't find women interesting. And if you listen to that, you can save yourself a lot of trouble up front, because you'll find out he really don't like women like that. Because everything he finds interesting in is stuff that him and his homeboys would do. Him and his homeboys will like photos on Instagram. Him and his homeboys will try to send photos that are inappropriate back and forth. That's what he finds interesting.
Women with pretty privilege make men jealous. Oh, they're gonna hate me for this one. It's a lot of men out here that look at women who have pretty privilege and just feel like life is too easy for them. And that's where the jealousy comes in. If a woman wants to get on a yacht in Miami, all she has to do is be pretty. And some rich guy is gonna invite her on a yacht. If a man wants to get on a yacht in Miami, he gotta go pay for it. So these experiences that men be feeling like pretty women don't have to work for breeds jealousy. Y'all gotta stop that.
What's this guy's deal?
I don't know, son. It's okay.
Pretty privilege is real. It is. I said the shit. It's real. I have seen people gravitate towards me and then all of a sudden like compliment me on my eyes, my skin color, my hair, whatever, right? So it's real. People do actually, you know, I guess treat me differently because of it. Now, because of it, the different treatment is not always good, okay? Sometimes the treatment is negative and it's bad. So because of the color of my skin, because of the color of my eyes, because of my hair texture, I get hated on. So I'm going to need you people who hate on people who are pretty to at least take into consideration that we getting it out here. Like, we already getting it. We don't need it from you as well. Like, for real. Like, give us a break. I mean, be mad at moms and dad.
Who the hell do you think you are?
I blame the sisterhood. I blame the fact that when it comes to black women, every single one is perfect. Everyone's a 10. Everybody's a baddie. In black culture, your prime is never over. This is the reason why so many of our women never know how much of a disadvantage they actually are in. Now, let me address this hogwash. This woman is claiming pretty privilege, but her day is long gone. Maybe there might have been a day where there might have been a lot of men showing her attention, maybe. And maybe she remembers that day and she's trying to survive off that esteem. But that day is long gone. And I see why this has gone viral, because, again, this just puts on display how much women are light years away from self-awareness. This is why this content is so compelling. This is why people want to watch RP content, because of women and how far they are from reality. This lady might have been like 300 pounds at one point and lost a bunch of weight, or she's very, very old, or she just looks old. And I can already tell that she's got a lot of bravado and misplaced arrogance.
Do it. We didn't ask to be put here to look like this, okay? Whatever we was mixed up with, it's here, and we didn't have anything to do with it. So I was in a public spot a few weeks ago, and there was a gentleman who was talking to me more than he was talking to the other ladies in the room. And ever since then, those ladies have been treating me like shit. And it wasn't my fault.
Maybe they're picking up on what the entire internet is picking up on at this point. Maybe they can sense that you have a more grand idea of yourself than what you actually are. And this can be off-putting. Even if you're around other men who they don't really have a clear sense of their actual value, they just inflate it in their mind all the time, it can be a very annoying thing. So that's why those women don't really prefer you and why they don't fancy you. Not because they think that you're prettier than them and that you have better opportunities than them. I think you made that shit up.
Just talking to me. I mean, probably because I was confident enough to speak back to him. I don't know. But they was hating. And they've been treating me like shit ever since. So y'all, be kind. Be kind to us pretty girls. We out here scraggling.
Stop yourself. You go get some help.
Getting a man is not hard. It really isn't. Any woman that wants a man can absolutely get one. Go to any city, throw a quarter, and you will hit one and you will have a man. Getting a good man is a problem. I saw a video a year ago, and I made a video about it in December, that if I was a dumb woman, I would have a man. Absolutely. And it's not because I think I'm the prettiest or the most gorgeous. Is I just think men set really low bars, and you don't have to meet a lot of them in order to have a man. There's 2 men in my phone now that if I wanted a man, I could absolutely have them. And one of them is in a relationship.
Oh my God, stop. Okay. Again, if either of these men were worth anything, you wouldn't be talking about them like they're just dangling options that you'll just choose when you see fit. One thing I know about this stuff after being involved in this conversation for so long is that women are never going outside hoping not to meet the guy who's going to take over everything. They would never leave the ideal mate just sitting there idling. You guys brag about options and dudes who you guys have on your coattails who you don't value.
That's stupid. Use your common sense.
I'm single as a Pringle. Whatever it is, I'm not talking to anybody. There's no situationships. And I'm telling you right now, if I went into my phone round, there's minimum 2 that I know that if I wanted to get down tonight, they would be down. The problem is, I don't want that. Obviously, I want a real lasting relationship. I want a man who puts me as priority and so forth, who loves me and likes me. Now, that's a man that's hard to get. A man that matches you. Because somebody could be a good man and just not be a good man for you.
That's how we know we got a modern woman as well. A man that matches you, we don't have to match you in any way. And you aren't even attracted to us when we match you. If we make the same amount of money as you, you're not as attracted to us. So I'm tired of this match me stuff because deep down inside, you always expect the man to be a little bit better. Let's get back into it.
But in general, getting a good man that matches you, your goals, your character, and what you want for yourself, very difficult. Getting a man just to have a man to get down with or to just go out with and kiki with, not hard.
Your point. I'm a woman who is always going to put career validation, education validation over male validation any day of the week.
That's good.
Your career and your education can yield much higher and better results than any man ever can. Your education is never going to leave you. Your education is never going to cheat on you. Your education is never going to dangle things in your face and make you feel less than. Like, having a career and having your education gives you certain values. It gives you certain worth. It gives you a certain level of nonchalantness, too, when you're dealing with men.
Nonchalant, that's a male characteristic trait that men exhibit to make women attracted to them. When women do it, it's masculine. I told you guys, it's never actually the money when it comes to these career women. Women think that we're intimidated by their income. It isn't. It's what the income makes you. It's how it makes you behave. But let's continue.
Your degree is not going to keep you warm at night. Yes, it is, because it's going to afford me the ability to get that career, to make that money, to pay that bill, to turn that heat on when it gets...
No, you know that that's not what they're talking about, shawty. There are plenty of career women who sleep in huge, comfy beds, warm, gated communities even, and they're lonely, they're scarfing Haagen-Dazs, they're miserable, they're calling Kendra G's show. And when you see a man in the same position, he could want a woman, but he never is alone. He never seems desperate. He's never sitting around like, it must be nice. He's just by himself. And if a good woman comes into his life, she comes into his life. But he's far more content than a woman who's sitting by herself with $1 million. I think there was a woman who went viral a couple of years ago. It was one of those entrepreneurs out in Atlanta. She had a BBL and all that stuff. And she had acquired a bunch of wealth and she got a big ass house. But she had this long vlog about how she's just miserable. She wants a family and she does not feel secure just being alone in a large estate all by herself. I don't think a lot of women even think about that. Like if you had a compound that was 500 square feet and it's just you, even if you own it, you can't even really protect yourself if somebody breaks in. Like that, there's so many aspects to where you just having money won't fix your problems all the time. And I think COVID actually showed this more than any other time period. During COVID, we saw a lot of women, despite of what they earn, starting to humorously talk about how they shouldn't have broke up with their guys and how men are valuable outside of their finances. Let's get back into it.
It's cold outside. My career and my education has afforded me the life of luxury. It has done way more for me than any man ever can.
If you're scared by a dog.
The feminist movement really damaged most Western women, but when I see what it's done to women who look like me, the women who I see in the communities that I grew up in, it's devastating because they're leaning into it with more arrogance than the other women. BWs are the last women to realizing that this movement was started by women who are butchy and never had any options in the first place.
Women be saying there are black men out here who intentionally try to throw dating outside their race in their face. This is exactly what they be talking about. Now, as a person who is supposedly in a relationship, why is this a conversation that you felt the need to even jump in on? And I know you ain't happy, because if you were, you would have mentioned being happy in them comments that you made. And also, you wouldn't be on the internet trying to troll. And keyword is trying to. Because as a black American woman who's fully self-aware, high confidence, most of the time having I don't give attitude, there's nothing that you or anyone else could say about this topic that would make me feel less than of a woman, a person, whatever the case may be. But y'all get on here and try to push the agenda that all or the majority of black men don't like black women, when that's not the case. The comments over there proves that that's not the case. We like each other. Black women like black men. I just said that I wanted a black American man. You know, and that's my preference. No tea, no shade to anybody else. But as a person, I would do some internal work to try to figure out why I am on the internet, or even just in my day-to-day life, trying to intentionally say something to make somebody else feel less than.
I think that there's a misunderstanding in dating and relationship conversations when it comes to black men and black women, where black women think that black men wake up every day with the intention of hurting a black woman's feelings. And that might be some black men on the internet who might be struggling with maybe their mental health, or might be just going through some things, still developing as men, whatever. But generally speaking, most men on the internet are genuinely, especially black men, they're genuinely trying to challenge bad opinions within our women so that we can fix the community. And I think one of the biggest things that stop black women and black men from being able to have this conversation in a productive way is that the women don't even understand why the conversation is being had. I believe that black women think that black men are just online to antagonize them, when really it's their guilty conscience that's eating away at them. It's the fact that they hear themselves through the content and they get upset at men, but they're not listening to why men are here having the conversations. And this misunderstanding is only growing larger and larger. Let's move on.
I ain't one of those, so you can make me try with somebody else, because I ain't finna, jump into that. But whoever your queen is, I really hope that she's seriously seeking out somebody else, because it doesn't matter if the topic is about race.
Women bring more vitriol to this conversation than men do. I'm so tired of women witch hunting men on the internet, because once we get in conflict with women, women eventually expose the fact that they're more malice, resentful, and evil than men could ever be. You guys are on the internet wishing that men are unalive. You guys wish that men get divorced. You guys wish bad on men's relationship simply because men don't agree with you on certain points.
Right, because you're childish.
This sounds shallow, but I am no longer dating below my pay grade at my big girl age.
You don't sound shallow. You just sound like a modern woman. Let's continue.
Of 30 plus. Absolutely not. I recently saw a video from this man who's a dating coach that said to date up. No matter what you're making, date up.
I think I know who she's talking about.
And I've had my share, but I've learned from the grace of God of dating below my level. And you're going to always end up taking care of that man or overcompensating in y'all relationship for what he cannot do. And it's not only just about money. That person should be elevated and up with their mental and emotional health. And with that being said, the bare minimum is no longer an acceptable form of payment over here. You got to be able to match what I can do for myself. And baby, I make mountains move for me over here. And until next.
What is the world coming to where 30-year-old women believe that that's the time? What's happening in the dating market where 30-year-old women believe that this is the time now to start asking for the most money in the dating market? Not in your 20s when you're at the prime of your dating market value, but at 30. I'll tell you where. Baby boomer black women, the feminist movement who ruined the baby boomer black women, that's the problem. That's why our women think that they have until 30 to get it right. That's why our women are the latest to understanding when their prime is over. Somebody told black women that they get to be great forever, like the woman in the first clip talking about some pretty privilege, looking like the Crypt Keeper. Black women set her up for that kind of L and to go viral like that. But watch black men get heat for reacting to it. We'll get heat for having commentary on it. But the women, they won't get heat for setting each other up for these kind of failures. Hit the subscribe button anyway out of the room. Also hit the notification bell so you're notified every single time we post content just like this. It's ThonLexy. I'll see you on the next one.